everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the 52-week movie challenge. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and I had an interesting one I picked today. So I had to find a film that was based on a play, right? And then there's a million of them. So a film that has been adapted from a play. So I was like, what can I pick? So I was going through like the Criterion collection and I was hearing like people talk about their different Criterion films that they picked. And one of them was called Brief Encounter. And that's the one we're gonna do. But why I picked it was Nowel Coward and it was David fucking Lean doing a play. I think he's done one other play. But like a dude who is visually an amazing director. If you've ever seen Lawrence of Arabia or anything like that, like, yeah. So we're gonna get right into it. So Brief Encounter was released in 1945. The date challenge completed was, I guess, today. Because I actually watched the movie yesterday, last night, and I'm doing it today, but I didn't even write down the date challenge completed, so I'll have to do that. Uh, my rating is a 4.5 stars. It's almost a five, but I couldn't give it a five. It's Lawrence of Arabia is a five. Um, any of his like I think like Dr. Zhivago would be a five if I ever watched that. If I ever able to sit down and just watch it. I do want to do that. I do want to do that. I'm kind of on this kick of watching really good movies and uh ones that are controversial in some way or whatever. So, all right, to go back, the aspect ratio is 137:1. Running time is an hour and 26 minutes. The genre is drama romance. It's unrated, so it's NR, not rated. Starring Celia Johnson, Trevor Howard, and Cyril Raymond. And we'll get into them in a bit. Directed by David Lean, produced by Nowel Coward, written by Nowel Coward, Anthony Havelock, Allen, and David Lean. All of them are uncredited. I didn't notice any writers in the credits, so that was weird. And it said on IMDb uncredited. Words. Let's see. Music. I could not actually see any music composer. I saw that the people had done. There was an orchestra who worked on it, but I don't know. I didn't see much on that. Um, Awards received. It was a grand prize of the festival winner. Feature film for David Lean. And I was like, what is that? Like, that felt like a weird freaking. It feels like hey, we're just gonna create this festival just so people can win awards. I don't know. Weird. Um, why do you choose this particular film? Because it's a Criterion film. Yeah, as I mentioned, it was Criterion. Have you seen the movie before? Nope. I like to find ones that I haven't seen, but I will also find ones that I have seen, that I want to watch again. Sometimes that's usually like I haven't seen in forever, and this gives me a good excuse. But this time this was something I never seen, and I may one day buy from Criterion. It's not, and we'll get into that. Would you recommend this film? Why or why not? I would, but only for those interested in cinematic history. Not for people who are just like, hey, can you recommend a film? I won't be like, oh man, Brief Encounter. What a great movie. Not really. And well, once again, I'll get into a lot of that when I do kind of my review of it. Which character were you most able to identify with or connect with in what way? None. All of the characters were people I did not see myself as. Nobody did not connect. It wasn't and we'll get into a lot of it, but it's not like it's a bad film with bad characters. It's great characters. It's just I can't really identify or connect with them in any way and be like, oh man, this is the person I identify with. Um, Best line or memorable quote. It's awfully easy to lie when you know you are trusted implicitly. So very easy and so very degrading. All right, that's a great line. Were you surprised by the ending, and what would you do differently? Sort of. I didn't know how it would end. but I'm actually happy to see it ended the way it was, so I wouldn't change anything. Have you seen this play before? If so, how similar is the film version? If you have not seen the play, did the film make you want to? No, I have not. And yes, this was an interesting um play, so I would love to see it. And then the last one is anything you'd like to add? And I said, nope. You can actually go watch it on HBO Max. HBO Max has a lot of Criterion films. Hold on one second. So let's let's talk about this real quick. And I forgot to put up a video or whatever, a picture. Oh well, it is one of those days. I knew I was gonna have to do this, but I was not planning on it. It just sort of happened, and I'm glad it did. Um, this was not something I was, like I said, not something I was planning, but like to do it here, or whatever, all this stuff. But let's go right into it. So brief encounter. I started watching last. I watched it all last night. And I mean, it's a pretty easy film to follow. It's about a woman who meets a guy. She's married, he's married. They kind of fall in love with each other. They start spending time with each other. The husband of hers is sort of like so nonchalant about everything. Like when the wife says, you know, I met this guy and we had lunch together. He's like, "Oh, that's great." You know, sort of not paying attention, not caring, or what he doesn't, it's not that he doesn't care. Like he just doesn't seem like that kind of guy who's like all jealous and angry and he kind of has like reason to be sort of jealous, like he has these like he should be, right? And I think in a way that sort of infuriates her, but she never talks about it like that. Like she knows as that quote said, it's like easy to lie when you're completely trusted, right? But it's also degrading because, you want that person to sort of not trust you once you start lying, right? So if you're trusted so implicitly that the person's like, I don't think you're gonna go cheat on me because, right? And she does. I mean, she kisses him, yeah, some people would say, oh, that's not cheating. Sex is cheating. I'd be like, no, fucking making out with a guy you don't know, yeah, that's fucking cheating. And so my opinion on it is that she was unhappy with her marriage because it's sort of gotten dull, I guess. I mean, the biggest problem that she has to figure out is whether or not that his son can go to like I think it was the circus or something, and then his sister wanted to go to a pantomime. So like both of them had this like debate about that. Like they wanted to do that, and the daughter wants to go to the pantomime and keeps saying, well, the pantomime is later or won't be later on my birthday, so I can't go on my birthday. So I'd like to go now. And the reasoning being like at one point is like, can't you take one during the day and one at night? And there was some issue with that. I don't know. Like honestly, this movie was sort of, you know, it was a good look at what happens between uh like what basically starts the the cheating, and then should she continue, should she not continue? And then he gets a job all the way out in like Johannesburg, and so he's telling, as a doctor, and she that's the guy that she's cheating with. And he was going to take his wife, or he was going to stay for her, and she couldn't make the decision whether or not to stay with him or go with him and everything. And I mean, it is one of these films that I just absolutely enjoyed watching. I would recommend to other people. But I would let people know it is not like joke or something. It's not very funny. It's a drama romance. It's more dramatic. It does have bits of funny scenes and scenes that I almost felt were in the play that didn't seem to need to be in the movie, or if they weren't in the play, they turned into the movie. There's like one scene with these two guys who are, I guess they work at the train station, and they kind of harass the woman who like runs the bakery inside, or whatever, it's bar, bakery, whatever it is, restaurant inside the train station. So they go and harass her, like are just automatically the worst people. Just saying all these nasty things to the girl, to the woman. And I like, because I only watched it once, so I can't say much except that I was just sort of, I was a little bummed because I was looking at it going, I don't, I don't get this scene. Like, do we really need these two characters? It feels like this is just sort of like they're not adding anything to the A storyline, which is the girl and her, you know, um, her romance, but they're not any other storyline. They're just there sort of, um, it just felt like taking up space. Now, I don't know if Noel Coward wrote that in the play, and I would love to see that because I would want to know why that's in there. Like, I don't know if that's a specific thing. So, no, whatever. Anyway, so let's go back to the A storyline. So there's just, I mean, there's so much with this. Just the idea of, should they stay, should they not stay together? How are they gonna kind of cheat on each other? They know this is gonna be their last hurrah. What are they gonna do? All of that stuff was so interesting and so nail biting at times. I was just like on the edge of my seat wondering what was going to happen. Like, what's going to happen to this lady? And the acting is so incredible. I've never heard of any of these actors. The main girl, I think her character was named Laura, I believe. But she was what is it? The main girl. Where is the starring? Celia Johnson. I had never heard of her before. Uh, Trevor Howard, I'd never heard of. And oh man, I put, so they only give you space for like a couple names to put on the starring. And in the IMDb, they have this one guy who's in it for, I want to say maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's like next or whatever after the main two people. And I was sort of disappointed by that because he wasn't really, I mean, he might have been a name or something, but his character wasn't really, it was only prevalent to that one scene that he was in. And I guess I can spoil a lot of stuff because I already sort of did. There's a scene where they are about to cheat. She came to his house that he's staying in while he's working at the hospital. And so the guy comes in, uh the guy that kind of stays there sort of comes in and comes and goes. He came back early and they came into the house, and the girl had to like scatter and leave, and then he figured it out and said that he was like very disappointed by him and everything. He wasn't upset that he was using his place to sort of cheat on his wife, but he was sort of disappointed that that was happening in his house, I guess. I don't know at the time in 1945 how cheating was. I'm sure people cheated all the time. I just don't know, like, how, I mean, it's still looked down upon, so I don't know all that. It was just a really well done movie, and so that guy was like third, but man, the guy that stole it was Cyril Raymond, and I like, as the he was the husband of the woman, of the main woman, and he was just, like I said, he was so nonchalant, but he was also so just good. And at the end of the movie, he 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 shows how much he really loves her, but you can tell, like, he's not the kind of guy that shows love like that, you know? And maybe she needs that, or maybe she needs something like that. She needs to go to the movies with somebody. She needs to feel that feeling again, and she does. and it sort of becomes this, it says brief encounter, but it sort of becomes this long encounter and kind of keeps going. So I think the brief encounter was just the idea of just meeting them for the first time. The original play is called Still Life, I believe. I like Brief Encounter better as a title, honestly. Um, so I would like to see Still Life. I would like to read it and check on it and see if they have a lot of the stuff that I was wondering about. But honestly, all in all, it was a great movie, and I really had a fun time with it. I would recommend it to anyone who wants to really get into that kind of stuff, wants to see what like 1940s films were like. And David Lean is a master cinemat. There was some great shots, and there was some great tracking and dolly shots that happened. And there was like one where she's like walking to like next to somebody with at a payphone or something. Like just a way that it shot, and it pulls while she's walking. It's just well done. I mean, you could tell that he had a specific, had specific vision for where he wanted it to go. And from going from a play, which is not very visual, you know, to a film, I always love seeing that because a lot of times um, when you look at plays, a lot of them are just in one or two locations, right? And this was only in like a few locations, but I mean, they were in the train station, they were in her house, they were in the movies. I think there's shot a hospital outside and all this other stuff, like the other house. Yeah, so there's definitely a lot more locations than what a play usually has. So I don't know if that was the way it got written or if that is the play. And so I would be interested in reading the play and seeing how similar it is or if it's not similar. But once again, I've never even I don't know much of Noel Coward's writing. And so I'm very interested in diving into that too. So with that being said, that's it. That's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys get a chance to check this movie out. I think you guys would enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. It's cute. It's funny. It's got it's funny at times. It's romantic. It's dramatic. It'll make you start wondering maybe about your own relationships. I hope not, because the whole idea was how like nerve-wracking having these thoughts are, and everything. Um, and I love that. Like I thought that was great. So, anywho, thank you guys for checking this out. I hope you enjoyed it. I loved it. I can't wait to explore more. So I just wanted to let you guys know. So, all right. So what's next? So we did a play. After a play, so we're in week what, 40? We're week 45. So we're now going to be at week 46 next. So a film with your favorite actor or actress. So I've got I've got one. I've already got picked out. It's something I've already seen, but I'm planning on it. But just you never know. Things might change, but I'm pretty sure because the movie that I want to do something with two of my favorite actors and actresses. Like they're my favorite kind of male actor and my favorite female actor together in a movie. And so you'll see and you'll hear why I liked it and all that other stuff, I'm sure. So thank you guys for checking this out. Hope you guys had a good time. Join me next week for my brand new one. And there are a lot of stuff going on with Indie Film Cafe. We've got videos for the YouTube. We've got podcasts for the Podbean. We've got TikToks. We've got just regular videos on our Instagrams or our Facebooks. Just check us out, Indie Film Cafe, the Indie Film Cafe Network, Patreon, where you can spend $1 and you can help us out. That'll be awesome. We really appreciate that. Aside from that, that's it. We really appreciate everything you guys have been doing for us and hope you guys have been enjoying this. If you have seen Brief Encounter, please leave a reply about a comment about it. If you haven't seen it, and I kind of spoil shit, I'm sorry, but that's kind of what I do. So you should already be sure of that. And if you're not, oh well, I mean, kind of kind of go, whoa, 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 stop listening, or checking it out. I don't care. Go watch it. It's on HBO Max. Very easy to watch. And as I said, it's an easy watch. It's only an hour and 26 minutes. It's not like an epic, sweeping epic or something hard that you have to like sit down and kind of make sure you pay attention to, really. It's just a really easy going, very nice movie. So hope you guys enjoyed this podcast or video, whatever. I'm tired. I'm about to do another podcast in a little bit, so I think I need more caffeine. All right, Coke sponsor us. Until then, bye everybody. See ya.